So coming to lie down on your belly, and you can place your hands wherever they feel comfortable. If you prefer to have your head up for a moment, you can stack one hand on the other and place your forehead onto your hands, or if you prefer, you can just have your hands beside you and have one side of the head on the mat. And starting to notice, first of all, again, just the breath at the nostrils. So this is a nice, easy place to find the rhythm of the breath, to find those sensations. Nothing to do or change there, but you might start to notice how maybe the inhale and the exhale are even in length, or maybe one is a little longer. Seeing if you can notice a slight pause between the two. And see if you can feel how the breath, kind of as a central mover, moves down towards the belly and then radiates out from there throughout the body. So the whole body, even if it's really subtly, expands on the inhale and contracts and softens on the exhale. In particular, you might notice the shoulders and the head moving. And we're going to follow these movements. So what I want you to do is, instead of thinking about moving, I want you to see how from the center of the body, so the navel area, you start to feel these kind of ripples of radiation, these ripples of movement moving out through the body. So for instance, I feel a little bit of kind of movement from the breath into the arms. And you can kind of follow that movement, and I like the word co-participate in the movement. So you're not kind of doing a top-down movement, but you're just noticing how the breath and the body are drawn to move this morning. So I really like this image of a starfish. You can imagine a starfish as well has in the center its kind of navel, and from there out it has these limbs that expand and radiate out from the center. And then you might radiate out, so you might stretch all your limbs out, and then you might get this sense that you're drawing your limbs back in towards you from your center. Now, the nice thing again about being at home is that you can make this as expressive as you want, but you can also make this as small as you want. So you might just not feel very much, and it might be really small movements. In fact, the movements might change over time. They might get bigger, and you might feel drawn to kind of come out to your side, or maybe even a little bit onto your back. So there's really no wrong or right here. Just in the same way that we all have different walking patterns, we also all have different moving patterns. What I'm trying to get us to feel here this morning is that when we're moving healthily, all movement originates from the core, from the center of our body. So you can imagine almost like the center of your body having these spools of string attached to it in the limbs, and they radiate out, and then the spools kind of drawn back in towards the center. All 6 limbs. So when we talk about 6 limbs, we talk about both arms, both legs, the tailbone, and the head, all moving from the center. We'll spend another moment or so here, slowly waking up through the body at the same time. And then just coming back on towards your belly. Nice. Bringing your hands beside you, coming up onto the fingertips. We'll come into a little bit of a back bend. Engage the legs. Imagine you've tucked your toes underneath an imaginary sofa. Your hands are at shoulder height, fingertips on the mat. And then with the inhale, lifting your head and your chest. We'll stay here for a moment. Just make sure that you're not putting any tension in the lower back, so you're really engaging through the legs. Draw your chin in towards your chest slightly. Take another inhale, expand, and then exhale to soften. And now we're going to do this also starting from the navel. So instead of just lifting up the head and chest this time, I want you to locate your navel, and then imagine from there a line moving up and radiating upwards and outwards a little that draws your chest out. And then if you like, you might find some movement. So you can kind of sway yourself a little left and right. still originating from the navel. You might even take a little glance over one shoulder, little glance over the other shoulder. Just check in with the feet. How are they doing? Looking good. And still getting that sense that you're moving from your center, and then exhale, soften your way down. Inhale, coming halfway up. Exhale, press into your hands, come up onto hands and knees. Placing your wrists underneath you, shoulders over the wrists, knees underneath your sitting bones. Feel that length through the spine, and then we'll warm up the spine a little bit. So wait for your next inhale and gently arching from the hip bones, chest gazes forward. Exhale to round. A little bit more spinal warm up, and then we'll come into some more kind of what we classically know as core, by which I mean some more strengthening work. So slowly moving with the breath, trying to get each vertebrae to move one at a time. So the problem is, if someone says, oh, I'm stuck. If someone says engage the core, we often think to ourselves about the abs, the most superficial layer of the kind of core corset, which is not wrong, but it's like the tip of the iceberg. It's kind of like the little cherry on top, and all the real core stuff that we need that's going to help us age well, stop us from getting back pain, helps us to breathe well and flexibly, is much deeper and takes a little bit more time to get connected to. Slowly coming back in towards center now. So reaching your left leg back and out and lifting it up. Placing your right hand onto your hips for a moment. Feel that your pelvis is neutral, like you could balance a birthday cake on there, and then reaching your right fingertips forward. And again, I want you to notice how this feels for a moment when you're just thinking about your leg and your arm. And then as you exhale, draw your knee and elbow in. Draw your attention to your navel, and this time imagine reaching out your leg and your arm as though you're a starfish, so from the navel. So feel the movement originating from the navel. Exhale, draw it in again. Do that one more time. Inhale, feel yourself radiating outwards from your center. And this time on the exhale, bring your right arm to the right and your left leg to the left. So we're getting into the side core muscles here, a little two. Inhale to center. Exhale to round knee and elbow together. Inhale to stretch it out. Exhale, right arm to the right, left arm to the left, like you're half across, seen from above. Inhale to center. Exhale to round. Do that whole thing one more time. Yes. Nice, Adriana, that's it. Really nice form. And then gently placing your hand and knee back down. That was way more than one, but that's fine. I got distracted. Reach your right leg out, lifting the right leg up, placing your left hand onto your left sacrum for a moment. Your whole sacrum, actually feel that stability. Reach your left fingertips forward. And then just notice how it feels here, just focusing on your limbs as kind of disconnected units, which we often tend to do. And then exhale, draw your knee and elbow in, and then focus on your navel and feel yourself from your navel. So you might slow it down, inhaling and reaching out. And then again, we'll do that one more time, just a simple one. Exhale in, inhale from your center. And then this time, exhale, draw your left arm to the left, right leg to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to round. Do that a couple more times. Nice. So the thing is, movement actually becomes much easier if we think about radiating outwards from the center. It's how our bodies are kind of formed, even when we're an embryo. So it's how our body naturally moves. And then exhale, gently placing your hand and your knee back down.